What's up, you guys? Welcome to my channel. Hope you guys are doing amazing today. Today we're going to talk to you about how to, let me see, hold on why this isn't starting. All right, let's try this again. Connection, just trying to connect with my Instagram. All right, guys, so what's going on today? We're going to be talking about how to leverage off of the negative emotions. I just got off a coaching client session and people have been messaging me about this, and even in my own thought head process sometimes. But when I was overcoming a lot of my negative thoughts and self-sabotaging stuff, let me try this again. Sorry, guys. This is not working. Yeah, that's on. Okay. Come on, internet. Okay, let's do this again. Hopefully it'll work. All right, so if you guys are joining me live, I promise it's going to be worth your time, even if you can just hop on for a moment. So as I'm waiting for the internet to connect to my Instagram, I just want to let you know what's up. I put a description inside of here. Tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, we're doing a free webinar on, I don't know why I keep saying we, I'm doing a free workshop on 3 steps to stop procrastinating and wasting your time. And the big thing with this is, gosh, this is like so annoying. All right, so the big thing with this is, it's just going to be so amazing. So a few key things inside of here is time management 101. I know this is like the biggest struggle for a lot of people. And if you are watching live right now with me, go ahead and let me know maybe what is the one thing you'd want to know about time management. Time management is a big thing of getting massive things done. And sometimes when we're not getting things done in our life, we will get pretty hard on ourselves. We might get a little bit depressed. We might get in this funk. And the best thing you can do is actually just get out of the funk. So I learned this strategy years ago when I was overcoming some pretty dark stuff. And I want to share with you today because it's really powerful, and it's a very powerful thing that I also give my clients. Sorry, guys, bear with me. I'm just trying one more time for this other platform. But if you're hopping in live with me, go ahead and drop your name below. And if you're just tuning in, I'm sorry, go ahead and scroll probably 5 minutes within this video. Workshop's going to be tomorrow. Make sure you click that link. Make sure you register. When you tag people, you will get entered into a raffle. So that's going to be really cool for you guys. And another thing is we're going to have a 30-day challenge. So we're going to try to do a 30-day challenge, which is going to be really powerful as well on accountability. So today we're just going to be talking about embracing the negative and how to embrace the negative and how to really take you being in a negative state of energy and leveraging it and using it as information to get you to operate a lot better. And one of the things that you can do is to understand that there's 5 core obstacles that really keep us stuck. And one of the obstacles is procrastination, laziness. And maybe you're feeling like a lack of desire to do anything. You're feeling exhausted. Most of the time we're so exhausted because it's like this repeated cycle of self-deprecation. And one thing I want you to understand is what we appreciate will appreciate. So if you want to use that as a mantra, as an affirmation, I have it written on my mirror on sticky notes. What I appreciate will appreciate. And that means even yourself and the way that you're speaking to yourself. But in order to find things that are more customized for what you might be going through, is a lot of times we have these negative feelings and sensations that store inside of the body and we don't know what to do with them. So one thing I want you to do is I want you to make a T-chart here. Just make a chart like this and draw a line down. And I want you to write down some of your negative or toxic self-dialogues where you're self-depreciating. And just like me, this is too much for me. I can't handle it. I've got a book coming up this summer. I have a lot of projects that we're launching. I've got events coming up. And so it could be intense. So those of you joining on now, what we're doing is I'm teaching you what we appreciate will appreciate. So if you catch yourself in a negative downward cycle, if you're in a space of just a mood, I call it a mood, I try not to label it. One thing you can do is you want to identify what that is so you can, it's something called shape shifting. Shape shifting is taking the information that we're using that is not working for us, which is not moving us more into a space of appreciation, because what we appreciate will appreciate. So if you're self-depreciating in your self-dialogue, then what you are depreciating will depreciate. So we wonder why we're walking around all day long drained. Maybe it's what's going on in here that is depreciating your energy. Have you ever thought of it like that? Maybe the way that I'm not speaking life into myself is exhausting me. So if what I appreciate will appreciate, then what I'm depreciating will depreciate. All right. And that's including the way that we're treating ourselves. So one way is what I learned a while ago when I was understanding all this type of work is I was listening heavily to Lisa Nichols. She was one of my mentors during a season of my life when I was started getting into speaking and about all of her courses. And I was like just listening to her nonstop. And she was talking about fear and fear of using our negative thoughts and emotions as information and kind of like putting them on like a backpack. So if you got somewhere to go, you put them on. And when we learn to befriend our shadow as well as our light, we can move forward a lot faster because it's an experience. So if you have an apple and a mango and you have eaten an apple, you can't unlearn that experience. It's been an experience. Therefore, you have knowledge on it and you know, I don't like apples. So you can leverage off of knowing that you don't like apples. And if you eat a mango, you're like, oh, I love mangoes. But you would never know that you loved a mango unless you had and given yourself permission to have a new experience. It's not like you don't like fruit. It's just that you don't like apples, right? So there's a category, an umbrella of multiple different options. And I kind of look at life as that, as like there's a core end target and there's multiple paths to an end destination. So if we want to operate at the highest level possible, mentally, physically, emotionally, and energetically, and charge ourselves energetically, we also not only have to look at the way we're taking care of our physical, but also our mental, our emotional, and our energy. And what impacts our energy is our self-dialogue, our food, our exercise, our sleep, and our self-dialogue. And there are tools around it. So today I want to teach you a really powerful, impactful, very simple tool. I like taking complicated things and making it very simple because it doesn't have to be complicated. And what you want to do is you're going to make a T-chart here. So make that T-chart. You guys can see it. And on the right-hand side, if you're feeling a heaviness in your body or if you're just feeling exhausted and drained, I got a few messages today where people are either feeling a little bit depressed or they're feeling a little bit exhausted, then what you could do is you can write out. So if you're feeling a little bit drained, if you're feeling exhausted, just take a moment to write it out. When we're writing, speaking, and hearing, that's why I love the EFT, because we're regulating the nervous system as we're speaking and hearing. And I love the journaling because it allows us to like kind of slow down for a moment to like make sense out of what's going on. And sometimes if we've neglected things for so long, we just can't make sense of it. And if we don't know what's going on, we don't know how to resolve it. So what I want you to do is on the right-hand side, anything that's heavy in your heart, anything that you feel like you're self-depreciating, write it down. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling angry with yourself, if you're feeling insecure, if you're feeling like all these emotions every single human being goes through. It's just the ones like myself that operate consistently. We know we have the right tools, we have the resources, and we pull ourselves out of it as quickly as possible. I believe that most people would do this stuff if they understood how simple it is and how impactful and how quickly you can move out of it. So on the right-hand side, because the way that the brain works is from right to left, right-hand side, you're going to write down, just brain dump everything out of your body, out of your cells. Your body holds on to so much stuff. Like it really, really does. And our thoughts can really like drain the life out of us, or they can add life into us, because what we appreciate will appreciate. So when we learn to appreciate ourselves, when we learn to get on our own winning team, when we learn to become an asset to ourselves, you're going to see that glow up. You're like, what have you been doing? Or you look like younger. Like, I've got to glow up, because that's the appreciation. And when I'm not appreciating, when I'm self-depreciating, people will see it. People will see it. And not only will they see it, but they'll feel it too, because that's really where that vitality comes in place. So the one thing we're going to talk about is that self-appreciation today, and give you a healthy tool. So on the right-hand side, you're just going to brain dump everything that you're depreciating yourself on, everything that you're not giving yourself credit for on that right-hand side. And then, because the way that the brain works is the right hand is from the past, the left is the future. So we want to leave the past in the past, but we also need to learn the lessons in order to receive our blessings. Meaning, it's like a video game. We're not going to pass to go to the second level when we haven't even won level 1. You get what I'm saying, you guys? Is like, all right, so on the left-hand side, you're going to write the complete opposite. Many times people have a very hard time with affirmations, because the affirmations are not customized towards what is currently going on in this season of your life. So if you are feeling overwhelmed and you don't feel you can, so if you're feeling overwhelmed, you don't feel like you can handle what's going on the left-hand side, just ask a question. What can I do today? I always come back to the today, because the today gives me an empowerment of all I have to do is just one thing at a time, and just and know how to prioritize it. And these are a lot of things I'm going to teach you guys tomorrow in the procrastination time management workshop. So if you have time tomorrow at 12, this course is going to be free. It's going to be a 90-minute, 2-hour workshop. It's a workshop, not a webinar. The link is in the bio. I'm sorry, I'll put the link in here after in the comment section. The link is in this comment section for Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn. And but once we end tomorrow, it's going to be a 197 course. So I've gotten people ask me, yes, there will be a replay, but it's going to be a paid for course. So whenever I'm doing workshops, when you guys are there live, you're going to get it for free, because I'm redoing a lot of my material, because I've done a rebranding with my hair, and I love doing it with you guys. So on the left-hand side, you're going to write out the opposite. The reason why a lot of people affirmations aren't really hitting you in the heart, what's up, Lilani, is because they're not customized for what's going on in this season of your life. So if you're feeling overwhelmed on the left-hand side, what can I do? And then write it out. I can just focus on today. I can tackle, I'm capable of doing great things today. I'm capable of reclaiming my energy. I'm capable of taking care of myself. I can, and it changes this disempowerment to an empowerment. It shifts the depreciation to the appreciation. I'm so grateful that I actually have some energy to like get up and move around, or I'm going to go for a walk today instead of hitting the gym up, but I'm still going to move my body because I appreciate I'm taking care to shift whatever's going on. What if it doesn't work out? What if it does work out? What if everything you're putting all your time, energy into does work out? We do these live streams. So that's why I asked, share these live streams, tag them. If there's something that I say, write it at the bottom, because this is something that I'm doing to give back to you guys, because I want to see you guys win. And at the same time, I've got a lot of workshops coming on. We've got courses, we've got inner circles, so many options to make sure that you're taken care of even more. What do we have? I never follow anything through. I'm going to tell you a quick story on this real fast, and then I'm going to get going because I got to get into my client appointment. But so this came about. I have my accountability calendar over there. I'm actually going to give you guys, if you're in the inner circle, I'm putting the accountability in the inner circle. But it's a 90-day calendar, because we're about to go into a 90-day sprint right now. We're actually in it. And I met up with my grandfather for lunch, because he's down. He comes down for 3 weeks, and he lives in Connecticut. Every February, he's always come down. And they're about like an hour out. So I drove down there. I took a half a day. We had a lot of stuff to get done. But he's important. He's a priority, right? We get clear on our priorities. And if we look back years later, like, man, I wish I would have, like, as much as we can, like, what's on the other side? So meaning, like, what's on the other side of me feeling bad? What's on the other side of me feeling guilty for taking time away from work? Like, what's on the other side? Oh, I get to feel fulfillment with spending time with somebody that I love. But during that time, because the guilt was there, I should be here when I'm trying to be here. You guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of you guys struggle with this with your families, is like, I feel bad that when I'm with my family, I'm not fully present. And then when I'm at work, I'm thinking about my family. It's a big struggle for many entrepreneurs to be fully present. But what I think about this is like, what's on the other side of guilt? What's on the other side of depression? What's on the other side of this pain? Because the only way out is through. So if we're talking about this workshop we're running tomorrow on procrastination and knowing that there's 5 core obstacles that really keep us stuck, which today is all about leveraging and leaning into our negative thoughts and emotions and giving you guys a simple T-chart. So we go out to lunch and we get this really yummy lunch. And then I was like, oh, I want some cookies. And I'm on a game plan for my nutrition right now because I'm in a leaning season. I'm in my season of leaning out. Last year I was on a putting on some weight. This year now I'm leaning out. And I ate the whole thing of like these like healthy oatmeal cookies. And I eat these cookies and I'm like, oh man, like my brain in the moment, I'm negotiating with myself and I'm like, oh, I'm going to eat these cookies. And I eat them. And then like later on, I regretted it. And I go back and I'm like, man, how many times in our lives do we negotiate our goals in the moment? Because in that moment, it's more convenient to negotiate than it is to think about the consequence, right? And that's going to be like a whole nother live again, is like negotiating with ourselves. Yeah. But today was mostly about that. I wanted to give you that exercise. And what I want you to come back to thinking about is like, what's on the other side? I know I went on a little bit of a tangent, but sometimes I do that. So what's on the other side of pain? We've got what's on the other side of it is going to be joy, peace, achievement, relief, happiness, pride. I'm proud of myself. I achieved something. And so when you have these negative thoughts and emotions come up, just think like, okay, well, let me do my T chart and think about what's on the other side of this. And how can I really create new statements of what the opposite could be for here. And if you don't know, do some Googles. What are some healthy affirmations for vitality or appreciating life? And find the ones that resonate with you. Don't just say all of them if they don't hit you in the heart. They got to hit you in your heart. That's why if we we use the negative thoughts and emotions as information to move on to the other side of it. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. If you have any comments or questions on this, make sure you tag your people and follow, share, like. When you share, just make sure you tag me at Tanya C. Oliver on my Instagram. Take a screenshot, put it on there, or tag me here, and I will make sure that I'll enter you into our raffle. If you look at the comment sections, you'll also see tomorrow's free workshop. You do have to register, and it's totally free. When you're there live, you're going to learn some really amazing stuff. It's very, very powerful. It took me many years to learn this stuff, and I'm just teaching it to you in a quick hour and a half. And then after this, it's going to be like a $200 workshop. So if you want it, I'll see you tomorrow live. Appreciate your guys' time tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. And I'll talk to you later. Bye. Have a blessed up day.